Go on, eat it. You're all right. Go on, eat it.
I'm hungry.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Tel Cockerel. It's me, Jose, with special guest tonight. Is a member of our community. It's Grant, the Brighton supporter, who lives not too far from me and plays football with me as well. And obviously tonight, it's a preview for the Brighton versus Tottenham game. And I thought to myself, who better to bring Grant on, because Grant is a fully fledged seagull and therefore can give us his point of view about the upcoming game on Sunday. Grant, how are you? Sorry, we stopped you.
That's okay.
Grant's eating his dinner because he was on a night shift. He was on a late shift. He's only just finished work.
I've done a 12-hour 7 till 7 straight from home to Tesco's to do a full shop, come back, 20 minutes spare, cook up a pizza, and then talk to you lovely lot.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for joining us. Carry on while you eat. I'll say hello to people in the chat while you're eating, and you tell me when it's good to go, because I can rattle on. I can talk about other things before we talk Brighton.
Go for it, mate.
You tell me when you're ready, right? So we've got Ash. Good evening, Ash. Says hi everyone. Brighton can't come soon enough. Good evening, Steve D. He says hi, Jose. Can't win anything with kids, with a lot of laughing emojis. The sheriff is whose birthday it is. Happy birthday again, the sheriff. Everywhere I see the sheriff, I say happy birthday to him. So happy birthday, Mark. I hope you have had a good one and are continuing to have a good one, mate. Destiny 5 is come on, you Spurs, and big up Jose. You've got Graham, Spurs GC2. He says, evening, Jose and Grant. Come on, you Spurs. Adrian from the Spurs Diehards, Tottenham Till I Die group says, good evening, Jose, the panel et al. Matty Kushner is here, says, big up Jose, big up Matty. Quezali, simply come on, you Spurs. The sheriff is saying big up Grant. And Graham is asking, what type of pizza are you having?
Oh, what's the pizza we got? It's like ham, Parma ham, mushroom.
Mozzarella cheese.
Yeah, mozzarella chease. It's one of Tesco's finest.
It's an Italian pizza.
Yeah, sorry, mate. It's not Spanish.
No, I'm not saying that. He's asking the question. But if you're saying you got Parma ham, straight away that tells me it's Italian. If you said Serrano ham, I would say it's a Spanish pizza.
No, it's not that, I'm afraid.
Nita saying, good evening, Jose, Grant, and chat. Good evening, Nita. And the sheriff is saying, I can barely see now. Does that mean you're on the sauce then, Mark? Does that mean you're in a boozer or you're on the sauce? I suppose, yeah, United have bottled a 2-goal lead is what Destiny 5 says. And Graham says, sweet, sounds good, your pizza. Yeah, I saw that Man United are now 2-2 against Porto. People, we go into the Brighton game before, let Grant carry on eating when he finishes, but we go into the Brighton game on a 5-game winning streak as we won again tonight. And on the one hand, he's made a hell of a lot of changes for tonight's game. But as a fan base, the majority of us have been crying out to see these youngsters. And these youngsters, we've seen them all play in pre-season, but tonight was their proper baptism of fire. An away leg, out and hungry, had to travel, go out there. I wouldn't say it was a hostile atmosphere because I didn't hear the crowd much out there, but men's football, proper game, meaningful game, something that meant something, and not being a pre-season match and not being an under-21 jobby. So some of the players that ended up playing tonight, I thought got good minutes into their legs. It was great seeing Mikey Moore play 90 minutes. It was good to see Lancashire actually last 60 odd minutes like he did, because Lancashire's just come off the treatment table and I don't think he's had hardly any minutes for the under 21. So to actually make his debut tonight, he didn't do badly. He looked tidy, didn't do badly, got minutes in his legs. Can only be good for us because we need rotation for Solanke with Richarlison being out. We got to see Bergvall. Won't say it was his finest game, but nonetheless it was a first team appearance and he got 60 odd minutes into his legs as well. Archie Gray started off as a centre back and then went and played left back. Got minutes into his legs as well. He got the full 90. We managed to get minutes into other players' legs. Timo Werner got given an opportunity again, got some minutes into his legs, I suppose. You've got Papsar got a goal and minutes in his legs. This played the whole 90 minutes. So, we brought some of the players off the bench and that because it was 1-0 for the large part of that game, and then he emptied some of the bench out, not lots, but he emptied some of the bench out. And at the end of the day, I did a show this morning on Football Heritage TV with Saba, and on that I said, for me, all that matters, I don't care if you win 1-0 or 5-0. You don't have to have a sexy scoreline in Europe. All you need to do in this league format is pick up 3 points. So I don't care if we win 1-0. Just pick up the 3 points and move on to the next one.
Can I bump in? Just say something about that.
And pick up the 3 points, because for me, with the new format, I want to see us qualify in the top 8 as soon as. I don't want to be waiting and scratching ourselves in the last 2 games. I'd rather be in a position that after 6 games, 5 or 6 games, we know we're going to qualify in the top 8, and then we can start taking, because we're going to have other games to play then. Hopefully Carabao still is around, the league is still around, games to play, and what we want to do is we want to mix it up a bit, the teams and that. So for me, it's important just to get your points in the bag nice and early, and that's what we've done. We've got 6 points out of 6 so far. I don't care where that puts us in the league. I really don't care whether we're top or whether we're 8th, as long as we qualify in the top 8. So today was another step in that direction. Grant, you're not aware, but what we have at Tottenham, the fickle fan base that we have, will turn around and say they want to see the youngsters in that. And then what happens is the youngsters failed or they play badly tonight, then they'll get on their backs and say, yeah, but he made too many changes. Rah, rah, rah. And all I said this morning on a different show was that what we need to do is we need to support the youngsters that come into play tonight, regardless of the scorer. Just support them through. Other players started in these kind of competitions and have gone on to become first teamers and internationals for their club sides, and they started in Europe. So for me, kudos to all the youngsters that played today. However we played, didn't play, chances that we had, didn't have, we got the win. The 3 points is what we were after, and we got them 3 points. Sorry, Grant, what was you going to say about that, mate?
No, you say about points. The only problem is if you get too many teams on the same points as you, it's going to be down goal difference, and you need to capitalise on that as soon as possible. Because the last thing you need is when it comes to like 2 or 3 games, you need like goal difference, and you're going to rely on that, and you really shouldn't. You need that comfortable sort of cushion going into your last couple of games.
But
that's the only thing.
But with 32 teams in it, though, Grant.
Yeah, you're going to get quite a few teams. Yeah, you're going to get teams on the same points.
You're going to get teams. I think you're going to get teams that are right down the bottom. Look, you're going to be in the bottom 8 comfortably.
But you could get. It could be a matter of a goal that makes you go into 9th, then 8th. That's my only thing. I think you need to not do so much now, but work towards the business end.
If you got your 8 games, if you won all 8 games, are you going to qualify?
You might not. Well, yeah, you will, but that's what you got to do. Yeah. But I mean, if you don't, that's what I'm saying. If you don't win all your games, but I look at you're in Europa, you're one of the top teams. You should easily qualify that. If you don't make top 8, I'll be very surprised. Very, very surprised.
Well, we'll have to wait and see, because there's other teams in that competition as well, and we'll have to see how it all pans out. All pans out tonight. Do you know what? Just because you've now got me going on this, I'm going to have a look at the Europa League. Right, the table for the Europa League. The table for the Europa League currently, and teams are currently playing at the moment, we're currently 3rd with 6 points on goal difference. There's only 5 teams that have 6 points. Right? So Lazio are top with a goal difference of +6. Leon, who are currently playing at the moment and are 3-1 up against Rangers at half time, are in 2nd. I think it's probably because of Alphabet. They're 2nd.
Yeah,
because they've got +4 goal difference, the same as us.
Yeah.
Steaua Bucharest have got the same goal difference, 5 goals scored, 1 against. So we're all on the same points. Anderlecht are already played, and they're 5th. Ajax played last night. I think Eintracht played last night. Galatasaray have already played because they drew 2-2. Midtjylland have already played. They're 9th. They were 2-0 up. They won 2-0 tonight. But Man United, where's Man United? Right, Man United. That's now changed because Man United.
They're losing.
Ronnie said that Porto have now gone 3-2 up.
Yeah.
So if that's
for them, I think goal difference is the big thing for them.
So if that's the case, they'll be on -2 and on 0 points, which would put Man United, depending on how many goals. Oh, so they've scored goals. It would put Man United down in.
They're 24th
30,
at the moment.
30th or 31st place. It would put them out of the 36-team league. But it's early doors. It's only 2 games gone. Do you know what I mean? But what I'm saying is get your points. If you get your points in the bag early, you get clear. Because this is not like you're playing someone home or away. This is like scrambled. The 4 you play at home and the 4 that you play away. It's all been scrambled up, so you're not going to play the same teams. You're playing 7 different. Oh, sorry, you're playing 8 different opponents. So, but anyway, that's by the by. That's where we were up until tonight, and we'll get going with the Brighton stuff. No, the sheriff says no, he's drinking at home. Sorry, Grant, but you know BJ is going to score.
Not going to lie, he probably will. Nita I think he scored against us last time.
Nita says Papsar, he did it again. Destiny 5 says, all them years with Poch when we used to hear Spurs played well but didn't win. Correct, Jose. Don't care how we win. Are you still away on holiday, Destiny? I'm not sure. I thought I saw you put in this morning's chat that you was away or on holiday or you were driving on holiday or something like that. Ash P, Timo Werner got minutes. Forward left is a fictional position in my head, canon, as long as Timo is around. Destiny says, Timo Werner, oh my God, just rip up the contract. Nita says, the youngsters did fine. Gray and Moore did well enough. Ash is saying, we beat Karabag by 3 goals. I don't think we need to worry about goal difference. Ronnie says it's 3-2 and that United have blown a 2-goal lead. Nita is saying, Werner is just there for the money. That's a player whose confidence is gone. Don't know if it's coming back. And Destiny's doing a lot of stuff of laughing. United, I'm on holiday in Greece. Destiny, have a fantastic holiday. How long you away for, mate? Just out of curiosity, how long you away for? You doing a week? Or you doing 2 weeks out there? But really, to you, your family, mate, enjoy your holiday immensely. Have a really good time.
Might be some local football around Greece. If you're lucky.
I don't know.
Depends what part.
Yeah, really good time. Watch the Greeks. Yeah, lovely. It's all Greek to me. Just a cheeky week, says Destiny. Well, enjoy it, mate. Enjoy it. Grant, tell me then. Right. So what I'm going to ask you, Grant, is
yes, mate.
Tell me about Brighton. Tell me about your season so far, mate. So you can educate us on Brighton so far.
So great start. Against quite hard opposition. That's having Arsenal away. That was a tough game. First game of season, Everton was a bit anything that could have happened. Got a good result against them. That sort of brought the momentum to Arsenal. Get a 1-1 draw there. We'll take that. It's just when you get a home form at the moment, it's just not what it should be. I mean, I say teams like Ipswich, teams like Forest, but they're the sort of teams that if you're going to be in the top 6, you should be dominating and capitalising on. We didn't. I mean, we had the possession, but we just didn't do much with it. It was, it's the same old Brighton. If it was sort of 0-0 at half time, you sort of could tell it's either going to be a smash and grab or they're going to go and get a late goal. But so Forest and Ipswich drawing against them. Total respect to them though. They set out to do what they were meant to do, sort of grab a point. Can't complain. We just didn't capitalise and get the 3 points. Chelsea, our high line that Chelsea was quite scary. I didn't like it, and it was always going to be a goal thriller, that sort of game. Wasn't expecting 6 goals in the first half though. If you would have put a bet on for no goals in the second half, you would have taken a lot of money. But it could have been better, but it could have been worse. We just need to crack on, really, get into a rhythm. Just doing better at home, I think. Away, we seem to take more points, but home form is a bit hit and miss. I'm a bit nervous about Spurs, not going to lie. It's not going to be easy at all, the way you're going at the moment. So, we'll see. We'll see. But, you got muted.
Only me.
There you go. Right. Where's he gone?
Yeah. Sorry. You started off with Brighton on the opening day of the season. You beat Everton 3-0.
Yeah,
Then you were at home and you beat Man United 2-1.
that was good. Take that.
That's the day I went to watch Tottenham versus Everton, and that was the late game, wasn't? No, so that was the early game on that Saturday because they were playing when I got to the stadium for the Everton Tottenham game, and you scored right at death's door, didn't you, to win the game?
Yeah, that was it was sort of a turnaround. We were lucky as well. They had a goal disallowed, which really was a blessing. I watched the first half over over Nicky's sister's house. First half, and then got in the car. We went to the hotel, and I saw we were 2-1 up. So I'll take that. But it was pretty.
And then you've drawn away to Arsenal 1-1.
Yeah, which was I mean, they dominated the first half. They got the red card, which really helped
Declan
us.
Rice, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Momentum went our way. Got a goal. Could have got another, but a point away at Arsenal. Yeah, take that.
And then you drew 0-0 at home to Ipswich.
Mm-hmm. That sort of game, a game you should be dominating and winning, especially with the players we've got in and stuff. A couple of injuries, I suppose, didn't go our way.
You had 69% of the ball that day.
Exactly. Yeah.
You had 21 shots with 6 on target and 5 off target, where Ipswich had 6 shots, 1 on target, 4 off target.
Apparently, it's a record. It's most shots in a game without winning or something like that. I think without scoring. Yeah.
It's not the best record,
Brighton.
is it?
No, it's just Brighton all over.
and the Ipswich keeper made 6 saves that day, it says here.
Yeah.
Right, so that's that. And then your following game after that was a home draw against Nottingham Forest.
Yeah. They done what they set out what they meant to do. Say part of the bus, do what most teams do at our place these days. But they had chances as well. I think they hit the inside of the post a couple of times. So yeah, it's just. But to be fair, they were unbeaten like we were, so they were in hitting form exact same time as we are. So
and they got a player sent off, didn't they, as well? Morgan Gibbs White got sent off in that game.
Yeah.
So you've had 2 England players sent off against you in 2 separate games.
Yep, and we still can't get 3 points.
And in that game at home, you had 70% of the possession.
Yeah.
You had 14 shots on goal, 3 on target, 4 off target, and their goalkeeper made 1 save.
Yeah, says it all. These guys shooting boots on the right ones. They're on the wrong feet, I think, at the moment. So,
And then obviously the game after that is Chelsea beating you last weekend.
Yeah, that was either gonna. I couldn't see us winning. I could see us grabbing a draw or something. Especially when we went 3-2 down. Well, we got one back from 3-1. It was we literally threw everything at them, and at the moment we're playing such a high line. They had it like in the bag, like they capitalised on that, and Fabian sort of stuck with his philosophy. I think sometimes away games like Chelsea like that, you need to sort of think twice about going them sort of places, especially with the pace they had like on their wings. It's scary. So it was going to go one way or the other that game. Yeah.
You got Peter Kagaya says, hail 6:17 a.m. in Melbourne. Good morning, Peter. I hope you're well. Not sure whether you're working or whether you got to listen or whether you got to watch the game last night. It was all dependent. And he also says, Aaron's out, every player, all the ball boys, everybody out, is what he's saying.
He's fishing, isn't he?
It's tongue in cheek. I know what Peter means, but it's tongue in cheek what Peter's saying. But good morning to you, Peter, sir. I hope you are well. So yeah, you've got us on Sunday, and then the rest of your October looks like you're away to Newcastle.
Yep.
And then you're at home to Wolverhampton Wanderers. And they're your league games. They're your 3 league games for October.
Yeah.
Obviously, you've got us next. Looking at the injury table, Grant, right? Mm-hmm. Looking at your injury table. Let me have a look at it. Open this up. Share the screen.
Should have been updated today.
Yeah, I read it this morning. Right, so... right. Is that going to open up or what? Okay, it's not opening up for some reason. I don't know why. But I know he's injured. Right, so it's not opening up. But I'll tell you, yeah. It's not opening up, but the injuries for Brighton are. Here we go, Brighton. Right, so it says Matthew O'Reilly is definitely unavailable.
Yeah.
Solly March definitely unavailable.
Yeah.
James Milner definitely unavailable. Says he's ruled out for a thigh injury, and he's not available. And then all these players, the other 5 I'm going to mention. So you've got 3 that are definitely out, and 5 that are being assessed, and that's Brajan Gruda.
Yeah, he's being assessed at the moment.
Yeah,
He's been on a 6-week program, I think.
Okay, it just says other. It doesn't tell us what the reason of his injury. It just says other, but he's currently being assessed. You've got Simon Adingra.
Yep, he's out.
Says other, and he's currently being assessed. And then you've got John Paul Van Heck.
Yeah, he's not actually coming back until the international break's done.
Okay, so he says currently being assessed, but it says other, so they're not sure what injury he's got. And then you've got Joel Veltman, who's got it just says illness is the reason. He's being assessed, and he's 50-50 at the moment for Sunday. And you've got João Pedro Junqueira de Jesus, who's got an ankle/foot injury and is currently being assessed as well.
Yeah.
So you've got 8 first teamers.
Nearly a full first starting 11.
Yeah, you've got 8 first teamers from your squad. Yeah, but remember, you've got a big squad. You bought loads of players this season.
Yeah,
so you've got 8 first teamers that are currently out for Brighton. And then if I look at Tottenham today, their injuries, it says we have 4. It says that Destiny Udogie has got a thigh injury, currently being assessed. Heung-min Son, thigh injury, currently being assessed. And then you've got Wilson Odobert, who's definitely out with a thigh injury, most definitely out. And then it's got Richarlison de Andrade, definitely out. And it says he's got a calf, shin, heel injury. So he's got 3 injuries in one. So last week, this said other on the Premier League injuries list, says other. But all of a sudden, he now has a calf, shin, and heel injury. So they're the squad. So basically, we probably look. I mean, I don't know what's happened after today's game when we've picked up any knocks and that. We won't know till tomorrow, till we have the press conferences. But in saying that, it would, by the sounds of it, it seems like that we're in a better place for availability of players than you, because we've got 4 definitely not available. You've got 8 possibly not available. Although sometimes with these things, I have a feeling that some of these players will end up being available. Although it says currently assessed, I reckon they will be available. How many of them do you think have got a chance of playing against Tottenham of your 8?
Veltman, 50-50. João Pedro, no. Gruda possibly might come on later on. I don't think they'll start him. No way. Van Heck is not, like I say, he's not actually coming back till at least the international break's done. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think the rest, I don't think they'll risk many players.
You've got Craig Hurl here. He's your mate.
Yes, he's my friend Craig. Big up, Craig.
Can you say hello to Grant from me, a good mate? Hi, Craig. How are you, mate? I hope you're well.
Top man. He's a Liverpool fan.
Don't forget to subscribe, Craig. We've got Liverpool fans that come in the chat. Don't forget to
subscribe. Go.
I told you, bring your friends, Grant, and get them to sub.
Yeah, I did share it on my Facebook. That's good probably how it's in it.
Milton Nebrega says, hope you're well, Jose. Feeling nervous about the Brighton game. Are you?
I wouldn't.
Destiny 5 says, wow, they're back. They're back misses for Brighton. And he says the first 3 anyways. And Craig Hurl says, have subscribed. Thank you very much, Craig. Very, very nice of you, mate. So on Saturday, just gone, Grant, you played Chelsea, right? And I don't know, have you seen, I was only told about it this morning because I did another show this morning, pre-recorded show. And the person I was doing with told me that there's a meme out there with a football pitch. And on the halfway line, you've got 11 players on one side, it's Tottenham, and 11 directly on the other side of the line, which is Brighton. And they're calling it the High Line Derby.
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty accurate.
But have Brighton played that way all season under this new manager?
I mean, the way we recruit managers is sort of, we try and keep the philosophy and the way the managers play quite similar. De Zerbi was pretty the same, or we sort of sat back and they came at us. So I suppose it's a little bit different to what Roberto De Zerbi did. But I don't know if he's just introducing it slowly, but it's the wrong games to do it. Like in the Carabao Cup, I don't think we pressed high in the Wolves Carabao Cup game. It just seems this game we really went high. I don't know if it was just like they've like researched the way Chelsea play and thought, right, that's the way to do it. If we go high, they'll suffer. But they had us all worked out from the get-go since they got the first goal. So if it is the way that we're going to play, we need to get it's defence. Like I said, that you need the pace. Adam Webster, yeah, I'm a bit of a fan, but I'm not. I think we could do so much better than Webster. I think
but if your two centre halves again are going to be Webster and Dunk. No disrespect to Brighton, but they got no speed at all, are they? They're absolutely slow merchants.
Dunk's pace is just.
They've got very good footballing brains because they're footballers, aren't they? So they've got good footballing brains.
Got the experience,
but they haven't got the legs to carry them to play a high line. And if you haven't got Van Hecker and he's injured, is there anyone else that can play centre back, or do you think you're going to go in with Webster and Dunk again?
We've got Igor. I mean, he's a unit, massive guy, but his pace is probably just ain't as quick as Lewis Dunk or Webster. So it's sort of risking playing him. If he does start, I wouldn't be surprised. I'll probably prefer him to Webster, but then Webster's like we had a goal cleared off the line. He's got the experience and the know he can sort of read a game, whereas Igor's he only played against Wolves in the Carabao Cup. That's all he's sort of really done, and then the friendly. So he might be a bit rusty. So, I mean, a team like you coming over, I would probably put Webster.
Really? Because Igor give, if I remember rightly, Igor give Brennan Johnson a torrid time last season because Igor played left back for you last season.
He did.
In the game that
Yeah. So he can, but like I say, he's only played like one game this season so far. So if he's up to the challenge to sort of go in and put in a performance and sort of prove himself that he deserves to be there, then get him in. But he's definitely more of a squad player, Igor, than a sort of starting sort of player. But because there's been points where I just think, maybe he's just had enough, he wants to go on. But he's very patient. Like he hasn't gone to the press about how he's not playing much or anything like that. He's very down to earth, sort of just he knows where he stands. So I have full respect to Igor. If he does start, then hopefully he'll
Is he not? Did you not buy him from? Did you not get him from Juve?
No, Fiorentina last season. It was one of De Zerbi. De Zerbi is one of De Zerbi's sort of targets at the time. Only last season. So he's a big fella, big unit. He could probably punch Mickey Van der Ven out, Sparko.
But he won't be able to catch you. That's the thing.
Exactly.
Mickey Van der Ven's a cheat code for football. Ash P is saying, are Brighton capable of sitting back and countering if it gets them a win?
I can't remember last time we countered, and I think it was like the Chris Hughton era. We did that. I don't think
that's 5 or 6 years ago, isn't it?
Yeah, 2000. 18, 19.
I was going to say because Potter came in after him, didn't he? So
that was the last time we probably sat back and took a win like that. No, I don't think they'll change. I think they'll keep the philosophy. That's how Fabian wants to play. We've just got to sort of work on what we've gone wrong, and hopefully they can sort of work it out and get a result against you guys. Pretty much, I think. So looking at the lineup from last week. I don't know if you can remember the lineup for last week, including your subs. What do you think? What do you think your lineup's going to look like this weekend? Are you going to go in with the same 11? Because obviously it was a defeat. So would you go in with the same 11? Would he change it up a little bit? What kind of lineup do you think you're playing? I mean, for us, if everyone is fit, that was fit last weekend, I think Tottenham's 11 picks itself for this game. Nearly picks itself. I mean, if we stick with the back
another one of your people. Look at that, Joel Bjorkman.
Oh, my Swedish friend.
Yes, it's
Swedish legend.
Big legend. Is this
Part
from your Speedway?
Community. Yeah, Speedway community.
From the Speedway community. Yeah.
Anchor boys.
There we go.
Good evening,
Joel.
Duck.
Good evening.
Back four, probably stick, Estupinian. I mean, he's got a bit of pace about him.
Did he start last week, Grant, or not?
He did, yeah.
Okay, so he's your left back, isn't he?
Yeah, left back. I mean, we got Ferdi Kadalogu. That was his first full debut.
What position is he playing?
Right back or the wing. He can he's a proper
okay,
attacking.
So Ferdy's right hand side then, okay.
Yeah. And then obviously your middle two, Doug Webster or Dump Igor. They're sort of the only choices we've got at the moment. Midfield, Belieber, I reckon will start. He will definitely start.
As your holding, as a holding midfielder, or
ball winning. Yeah.
Okay.
Matt's Wafer started, but I'm not sure if he would start again. Ayari's he's come in leaps and bounds. To playing against you guys at home, he might relish it being at home. I think he feels more comfortable. So it will either be Wafer or Ayari to start, but that's quite a young midfield if you've got Belieber and Ayari because they're both youngsters, which against your middle might So having that experience with Matt's Wafer in, I think it would be better for him to start Matt's Wafer, which he did start. So I don't see why he wouldn't again because he did have a slight injury before. So he's just come back. So hopefully nice and rested for the mighty Spurs. Left side, Mitoma, I can see would he run rings round you lot. We got robbed last time. He was at your place. Remember that? So I reckon he'll start Mitoma. Welbeck's in form at the moment up top. Keep Welbeck up top. And probably getting Ever Ferguson. He's back now. He'll come on, I reckon, second half, depending on how the game's going. Ruta was probably João Pedro's replacement at the moment, which is a blessing at the moment in disguise. With obviously Enciso coming back slowly. He's hit and miss at the moment. He had a poor game against Wolves when I went. It's a lot of media's around him at the moment, like saying about going to a bigger club, blah, blah, blah. He's too good for Brighton. But if you're going to be that good, you need to sort of show it, which he really isn't at the moment. So I'm hoping he'll prove people wrong because some of the Brighton fan base aren't really happy with him at the moment, like just not really performing how he has been. But obviously, coming back from a long-term injury can affect the way you play. So
what did Brighton play? Did Brighton play a 4-2-3-1?
Yeah, to a certain extent.
So your goalkeeper is going to be Verbruggen, yeah?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You're saying your back four, you think it could be Estupinian, Kadioglu, Dunk, Webster.
Yeah.
Okay. And then your two holders are Belieber and Ayari?
Yeah. He's a young Swedish guy, yeah.
So they're going to be
he'll start.
The double pivot. So he's not going to start then?
I don't think it. No, Matt's Wafer.
So you think Wafer will pivot with Belieber?
Belieber, yeah.
Right, and then
also,
up front, will you have Welbeck up front?
Welbeck up front, yeah.
Okay, so who are the three sitting behind? Mitoma?
Mitoma left, Ruta on the right.
Yeah.
You have also, to be fair, Belieber might tend to push up more as the attacking midfielder. And you've also got Jack Hinchelwood, who normally plays as a right back, but he's so versatile. He did start off as a midfielder. So I reckon he will probably play that sort of role, depending how things are, because obviously how Ferdy's doing, he might sit back and take the right back. But with Hinchelwood, he's quite so versatile. Being in the middle probably would suit him. He's got the ball knowledge, nice little wonder kid. So with Belieber probably pushing on, hence why he's probably scored more goals this season as well, Belieber. He was sitting more deep last season when he did come. But he said there seems to be more attacking these days, which we need. He's sort of like the Caicedo replacement, sort of the little project we've been having. And I think this year's his time to shine. So, yeah, definitely push on forward with Hinchelwood sitting behind.
Adrian is saying Moore must start on the left instead of Werner. I'll come back to that in a minute. Peter's saying 3 more players next windows, Adrian, and we'll be cooking. And I'm just reminding people to smash the like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already. It's much appreciated. It all helps the channel. And Destiny 5 is saying Mitoma ain't got nothing on Porro. And the Sheriff is plugging the Spurs Diehards channel there as well. And you have another question from Ash P. And I'm going to ask you this before we move on to Tottenham. It says, Does Grant think the double pivot will help control the midfield against Spurs, playing 2 10s and an 8?
At home, probably yes. I'd say more confident, more comfortable. Although, yeah, we seem, like I said, all the possession we've had at home, it would make more sense. That would do that sort of thing at home. Hopefully, you guys don't read that, and we take advantage. Yeah, it's we need to do something. We need to do something different, and just take it like just come up with some new ideas. I think. We need to have a settled side as well. So keeping the same sort of.
So can I ask you then, Grant? Sorry, the way that you're answering the question, I'm just going to ask you. Last season, before we played you, and you beat us 4-2 last season at your gaff. Before we played you last season, were you more confident last season than what you are now? Because this season you've bought loads of players, and I'm just like, hold on.
Yeah.
You don't sound very confident. No,
I'm not. At the start of last season, I was so confident. I was happy. Like the way we played, it suited everybody. They all had their roles. A new manager coming in, slightly tweaking it. New players, giving the more of the youngsters a chance. It's sort of the way it's been going. You can, like I say, you can have all the possession in the world, but if you don't do anything with it, you don't win games. You don't get points. So that's why and obviously you coming in with the winning streak you've got at the moment, it's either going to be, you're going to whitewash us, or I don't know. I just don't feel confident at the moment. It might just be me, but it's still learning. It's still a process, isn't it? That we, have to deal with, because obviously we thought De Zerbi was going to be long term, and it didn't end up being long term. But the way we do things, we have a replacement already lined up. So Fabian, just I don't know. It's still learning. Still new players. Still learn each other. I think this is the biggest transfer window we've had this season in ages. 11 players or something. I think it was 9 or 10 players. So integrating them, obviously, it's just gonna take time. I'm hoping over time they'll adjust and gel and just dominate really in games that we should be winning. So
right.
Come on, boys.
So right, because I think going back to Adrian. Going back to Adrian. Adrian said the thing about he thinks Mikey Moore should start instead of Werner. But Peter Kagais is saying I still think the 11 unchanged as the Man United game. So he thinks that we're going to go with the 11, which I'm not too dissimilar with what Peter's saying. Jacob is here. Good evening, Jacob. I hope you are well. I'll say good evening, but you're still in your afternoon in America. I hope you and the family are well, mate, and I hope you enjoyed our victory today. I'm sure you did. And your captain, your man was a captain today. The sheriff says Brighton do good business. They are what we want to be in regards of transfers. Why did Brighton not want Potter back? I saved that. Let me save that as a question.
Yeah.
And then it says Son's back for Brighton. And Peter's saying that Werner found too much space for him. Right, so Adrian, I'm just going to go back on. Although I like the idea of Mikey Moore, and Mikey Moore offers something different, because Mikey Moore can run at people, and he can play left to right. He plays across the pitch. He's something different to what we have, right? But the fact, I don't know how it sits though, Adrian, because Mikey Moore got 90 minutes today, and I'm not sure that he's got 90 minutes to play again on Sunday against Brighton, and therefore my thoughts are that probably Werner does start, even though Werner got hooked taken off in whatever minutes that he got taken off today. Was that a saving tactic to save him for the weekend? Don't disagree with you. Werner looks. Yeah, today I was impressed with Werner against Man U. Thought he did the right things off the ball and stuff like that. Today I think Werner slipped back into his old ways. Werner, he's passing and he's running back. He weren't running back, and his passing was a bit off as well today. And that, so for me, I'd like to see Mikey Moore start, but I'm not sure that's going to happen with the way the game went today and the minutes the players got. And with Destiny Udogie, we don't know what our Destiny Udogie is and that. But with Destiny Udogie, if he's not fit to play against Brighton, they'll just bring Jed Spence in. So I can see the team being Vicario in goal, right back Porro. It will be Romero van der Ven, On the left-hand side, it's going to be either Udogie or Spence. In the midfield, you're going to have Bentancur, and in front of him, you'll have Kulu and Madders. And then the wide players will be Johnson, Solanke down the middle, and it will be Werner and or Moore. I'm not sure whether Son's going to be fit, Destiny. I don't know. You must have seen something that I haven't seen because I wasn't sure that he was going to be fit. I know that we kept him behind from the game today, but that's what our lineup's going to be. And a few people are putting in here that Fernandes has been sent off again for Man United.
Again?
Yeah.
That's mad.
He picked up a yellow in the first half. I saw him pick up a yellow in the first half, but it appears that he's been sent off again. That's what the chat is saying anyway.
If he wants Christmas off, it's a bit early to get red cards, isn't it?
So what is it with Tottenham then, Grant? What is it that you are not looking forward to or are looking forward to about Tottenham?
I mean, in the past, we've done bits against you. I remember watching on TV during COVID. We beat you 3-0, wasn't it? I think Connolly scored a couple. We knocked your keeper out. We can do a job against you, but I don't know. I'm looking on Super 6 at the moment. They're predicted. One of the pundits has put 2-2, which, yeah, I'll take. And then if you look at the percentage, 11% think Brighton will win, 29% think it'll be a draw, and then 60% Tottenham win. So that sort of indicates how it might go.
Football was never played on paper, Grant.
No, it's not. And we're on Sky. So we're on TV. When we play on TV, we either turn up or we don't. I reckon there will be goals. There will be goals. I can guarantee there'll be goals.
Okay, so you've got Destiny says, love Brighton. Great team, but I feel like we are playing them at the right time.
Yeah, you are.
The Sheriff says it'll be 7-6 either way. And Destiny's saying it'll be 3-1 to Spurs.
Yeah, I can see.
Who are you wary of, you as a supporter, who are you wary of in the Tottenham lineup, if anyone? If you're wary of anyone, who would it be?
Johnson at the moment. I mean, he scored against, because we went last year, he scored against us. Last year at your place, I'm pretty sure he did last minute to get the win. I think so we were drawing. Him without a doubt. Even if Solanke comes on, he likes to score goals against Brighton.
Solanke won't come on. Solanke will start.
I will start. Well, there you go. That's even scarier.
He's a 9. He'll start.
Yeah, him and Brennan, Mickey Van der Ven. I'm interested to see how he gets on. Who would be on your right side?
Pedro Porro.
Pedro Porro Matoma.
Who played right back.
That'll be quite fun to see the duel that going. Got to love Matoma.
What I tend to hear, not from you, Grant, not from you, but what I tend to hear from our own fan base is, right, so we're playing against you this weekend, and I'm going to hear people saying, "God, that Matoma, whoa, that João Pedro, whoa." I'm going to hear all this, they can hurt us, blah, blah. And to me, I just don't think that as a fan base, we give enough credit to our players and think to ourselves, well, we can hurt them. We've got X, we've got Y, or we've got Z. And I don't hear enough of that. And I always maintain that to win a game, it's got to be your team that does it. You don't have to rely on the other team. You've got to rely on doing your jobs correctly in order to win a game. And so for me, I think it should be up to Tottenham if they want to go and win the game. Brighton are going to have the same thoughts as well. Don't get me wrong. Both teams should go in with the same, not just this game, any game. Both teams should go in with the attitude that we've got this game plan. These are our players. This is our team, and we're going to go and win the game. But both teams should be doing that. And I just think it just depends on who executes their plan the best.
Yeah. It's definitely going to be tactical.
Yeah.
It's going to be like chess, I think. Like I said, we've got a point to prove now, really. We haven't won a game in a month. Right. we need to start winning games at home. If we want to get like a top 7 or top 6 sort of European, if we want a European spot, we've got to start getting results now, rather than get to Christmas and we're sort of like mid-table and we've got nothing to play for. Like if we're out of the cups and stuff, it's just going to be one of them seasons. But another season in Premier League, yeah. But I just aim. We need to look up instead of look down. despite our form. I mean, yeah, luckily other sort of teams around us have been in the same situation, so we haven't really lost ground. It can all change. Like I said, this league is so unpredictable. It really is.
Ashp says, I think Brighton always plays well against us at home. It's going to be hard to win. Good evening, Ben. Ben Kaufman says, evening, everyone. Good evening, Ben. Destiny's saying, is Ferguson fit for Brighton?
He is, but I think Welbeck at the moment is hitting the form of his life. Considering we haven't scored many, he seems to be right place, right time, getting the goals. Ferguson has started, not started. He started against Wolves in the Carabao Cup, but he did come on in the Chelsea game. So he's integrating slowly. He's sort of light for light with Welbeck, sort of, taking turns. He might start.
But where you play the 4-2-3, right? For me, Welbeck's your focal point, and João Pedro was playing in the middle of that 3. But João Pedro's out this weekend, you're saying, isn't he?
Yeah.
So who plays in that position behind Welbeck? Is it going to be Ferguson?
Could be. They've done it before, I think, in the past, them two linking up. Sit one. Normally, Welbeck sits behind Ferguson.
So Ferguson goes up top, and
if they
Welbeck,
both start,
and Welbeck becomes the middle of the 3 behind the forwards.
Yeah. I think we did that in the Chelsea game when we were losing. Sort of paid off. Obviously, didn't, but yeah, a bit more positive. So if we do need to go more attacking minded, that's the way we go about it, I think.
So Ferguson, right, is just coming back from injury, and he's been out for quite a while.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
he's
come back, done a couple of international appearances, so that was sort of integrated from that. Now he's back to full fitness.
Ash says, I love to hear a rival fan say they're scared of Johnson.
I hate to admit it.
JDL is what the sheriff's saying. Peter is saying, if Ange starts Brennan Johnson again, I'm Ange out. You've got Destiny saying, forgot about Pedro, he's a good player, which we know. You've got Adrian is saying, Mikey more impressive today, under 18s, 2023-24 season, all comps 16 games, 16 goals and 9 assists. Mental stats. Edem is saying, is Milner available? He's not, is he? Milner's out.
I don't think so. No, he's out. Not surprised.
So, Edem, at the moment, the injury table for Brighton looks as, so they've got March is out, Milner is out, O'Reilly is out. They're the 3 definites. And then you got Gruder, Adingra, Van Hecke, Veltman, and João Pedro, who are being assessed. But Grant believes that Van Hecke and João Pedro are definitely out till at least after the international break. The other 3, Veltman, Adingra, and Gruder, it's up in the air at the moment.
Yeah. They're looking at Gruder, assessing him. He wants to start, so well, not start, but he wants to be integrated.
What position does Gruder play?
He sort of plays sort of similar to João Pedro-ish, I suppose, but a bit more deeper. He can play on wing, can play middle. He's quite versatile in that aspect. That's why it's sort of him coming at the right time as Pedro's out. He's a good little player. I think he came from Mainz in Ligue 1. Was it? Oh, not Ligue 1. Yeah,
Mainz,
sorry.
Mainz,
Mainz.
Yeah.
From there, yeah. It's a good little player with his feet. I've watched a couple of videos on YouTube of him. So if he comes on, I'd like to see. I would sort of where when he started, like when he came over and then he wasn't on the bench or anything, or in the starting 11 or even on the subs. I was like, what have they done with him? I thought he can't have gone to the under 21s, but no, he had a slight little niggle, and they've sort of done like a rehab course with him over 6 weeks. And I think now it's sort of assess time. So hopefully, I'd like to see him play. Be nice to see him play. He's a featuring a lot on the social media now, so good sign. I hope.
I'm not. Do you know what? I'm not all this social media stuff. I think football should just concentrate on playing football, man. I don't know what the score is. It should just concentrate.
When I mean social media, it's like Brighton promoting him, like he's
5 minutes injury time at the Porto game, and Harry Maguire has just equalised in injury time. Because the people in the chat were saying that they reckon that that Ten Hag was going in the morning. Well, now they've got 3-2. Chelsea are beating Ghent 4-2 at the moment in the Europa Conference League. So JDR means Johnson Defence League. Okay, so I've got it now. Ash P says, the Brighton women and men both playing the same style and having the same transfer policy makes me think Brighton are one of the best run clubs in the league.
Fact.
Interesting. Yeah, it's fact. Okay, Grant is saying it's fact, Ash.
Yeah.
And you've got Ten Hag in as the sheriff. Slabhead scored. We get it all here. They've got different names for everybody in this chat.
Yeah, I've got a great picture of Slabhead. It's been edited, so his forehead's massive.
Oh my god! So the game on Sunday, 4:30 kickoff. It'll be on Sky. Will you be watching it? Or are you working?
What am I doing? Friday, Saturday. I finished that morning, so hopefully watch it.
Quick kit. Up to watch
straight on it.
Have Sunday roast and then watch the game. There you go. Can't be bad, can it?
Yeah, 3 points. Hopefully. Yeah, I'll be watching. Yeah, I'll be there watching. Are you gonna watch along this time?
I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure what we're doing at the moment. I need to have a chat because I normally alternate the games. And last week, so this week would normally be possibly my turn, but I need to have a chat with the other channel to see whether they want to go with Brighton or do they want me to go with Brighton, and then we'll decide from there. So at the moment, I'm decided. I'm just going to have a chat with the other channel and then see where we go from there. But if it's not me, it'll be Two Sides of a Pitch podcast that does it. So that's Colin and Jamie. You've probably seen Colin before on my channel, or me on his. So yeah, it'll be. I'll have a chat with them and see who's doing it on Sunday. But obviously, there's no getting away from it. As a club, Tottenham 5 out of 5 now are going to be going to Brighton in buoyant mood. You got Van der Ven didn't play tonight. If they're fit, Udogie didn't play tonight. Son didn't play tonight. Bentancur didn't play tonight. So you've got players that didn't play that I'd expect to start against. If they're fit, I'd expect them to start against Brighton. Solanke got a few minutes. Maddison's got a few minutes. Kulu got a few minutes. They gave a few minutes to some of the boys off the subs bench. And Porro was rested last week, and Romero was suspended, so they got to play Europa this week. So, you know, injuries aside, but we'll only know tomorrow, Grant, because the press conferences will be tomorrow, and we'll find out tomorrow who's going to be out and who's going to be in, or who is likely to be out and in for the game, and then you can possibly make a better assessment once you hear that news for Brighton, and obviously, and we hear the news for Tottenham. But at the moment, I just can't see with Brighton, with all respect to Brighton, if you play Webster and Dunk, or even Dunk and Igor, right? I can see it doesn't have to be Tottenham; it could be anyone. I think the blueprint was shown by Chelsea last week. And they attacked you from all angles. They're three that sit behind Nicholas Jackson. The 4 players just attacked, and they just ran at will at you because your players, your centre arse, they played such a high line last weekend. And and you know, at the end of the day, you know, for us, Solanke's quick. Brennan Johnson's quick. Werner is quick, but he doesn't score goals, but he's quick. But then, you know, so we've got pace and abundance as well to break on Brighton. And I just feel that your weak link for me personally, the weak link is your 2 centre halves. Without Van Hecker playing. And
that's a big blow.
That's why I asked you who else do you have, because for me the combination of either Igor, Dunk, or Webster, if I had to use 2 of them 3, I'm thinking to myself, shit, we better not do high line.
Exactly what I'm thinking, especially like at home as well. Just the last thing we want to do is make a fool of ourselves at home to something like that on TV. So
to me, home or away, I would not play a high line if I had to pick 2 of them 3 defenders,
especially against one of the big teams. It's crazy, but that's the way Fabian wants to play. That's how we have to go with it.
And that's why I asked you the question earlier about the manager. Is it's the new way of playing for Brighton? Is this what he brings with him? So that you said there's subtle changes since the Zerbi was there last season. This chap that you've got has brought in different changes, and one of them. But that's why I asked you: have you played the high line in the other games? Because everyone has been talking about the Chelsea game as being a high line game that you played, but that's why I asked you the question: have you played high line before the Chelsea game?
Not as high as that. I don't think as high as that. Yeah.
Have you steadily gone up? Have you steadily gone higher up at each game?
I think gradually. It's more the like waiting for the bait for them to come at us to then start picking the passes out. Still playing from the back, sort of thing. It seems to have been the Chelsea game. It's been so exposed and so sort of like, what's this about? It's sort of So hopefully we go back to plan A instead of plan B. Yeah, that highlight. I wasn't a fan. Yeah, bit like slabheads height like that. Big gap.
Now that you've talked, the sheriff changed his mind. He says 9-8 to Spurs.
It was at least we get another goal.
It was 7-6 either way, and now it's 9-8 to Spurs. Now that you've been talking about Brighton, what we've got Daniel just joined us. Says big up, says Daniel, and then he says high line versus high line, bring it on, and then Ryan G's here. He says good evening, Jose and Grant. Ash P says Chelsea does some magic voodoo to get teams to have insane high lines, possibly. And you've got Ryan says it was high against us in the cup as well, not quite as high as the Chelsea game. So Ryan's saying when you played Wolves in the cup, you played quite a high line, but not as high as what you played against Chelsea. So this might read into what you said, where you've changed your philosophy and style of play. You're playing a high line, but as the season's gone on, your lines become higher and higher. I don't think you can get any higher than what you were last week against Chelsea. You were right on the halfway line, weren't you?
We just had midfielders. We didn't have defenders. Our defender was Verbruggen. That's all we had.
Because you were on the halfway line, weren't you?
Yeah, pretty much.
You can't get any higher unless you want to play in our off and go high line there. You've got Colin Blackshaw says, good evening, Jose and guest. Good evening, Colin. I hope you are well. And there's people saying hello to each other. So if I said to you, Grant, right now, tomorrow we still got, but I'm asking you the question today. What are your thoughts on what's going to happen in the game? What can you see happening in the game? And then what do you think the score will be?
Yellow cards.
What, for both teams? Or do Brighton like a yellow card?
We do like a yellow card. Probably with you lot. I think with your pace and that, we're going to have Estupiñán will get booked. Without a doubt, he loves it.
Why? What's he like doing then? Does he like hacking?
He likes to mess about, like game management sort of style. My mate Josh, big shout out to Josh Miller if he's listening or watching. He did put a bet on Estupiñán on his bet builder to get booked, and funny enough, he did get booked for messing about with the ball, like sort of time wasting, and he can get a bit hairy. So there will be cards, there will be tackles, hopefully goals. Score wise, I would love it to be a win, but I think deep down, I reckon we'll lose 3-1. I think that's my aspect. I think we'll score, but
is that because you haven't got Van Hecker and you've got to pick one of them? You've got a selection of two of them three to play centre back.
Yeah, and once you score, I get onto momentum. We'll just fall to pieces. I think that's how we sort of, like I said, against the Chelsea, it was the craziest 20 minutes like we've ever had, and I'm hoping we don't have that again. But I can see it happening again.
So you got can I say you got Matoma that plays out on the left, right?
Yeah.
Who plays out wide on the right for you?
Enciso or Ruta or Enciso.
Okay. What's their work rate like defending?
Mitoma, yes, and Enciso not so much work rate.
And what about Ruta?
I mean, I've only seen him in flashes, so I can't really say how good he is at defending. But I know Enciso's not the greatest. So if he does get back, he's just jogs back sort of thing. It's a bit, Hopefully, I don't know. Yeah, Ruta might do something. I'm hoping, lose some more defending because we need to. We need to. That's what we're lacking. Is that solid sort of at the back, sort of just helping out.
I mean, we got some Leeds. We're closely affiliated with the Leeds channel and a lot of their people. And one of them's in the chat now, and I'm just thinking to myself, I don't recall Ruta being defensive minded when I watched him play for Leeds. Now I'm not going to turn around and say I watched him play a lot for Brighton because I haven't yet. I didn't even know that he started. I thought he kept coming off the bench for Brighton. But I'm just thinking to myself, you know, the thing is, when you've got players that play out wide, right? Although your formation is different to us, I think that the players that you have playing out wide, equally in attack, they got to help a team defend. So that's why I was wondering. Mitoma looks good attacking, but I was just wondering because obviously you get to watch them a lot more than I do. Do they actually do the hard yards as well, the hard work as well?
Mitoma does. His work rate's unreal. Mitoma will come back. He will defend like he has to. He's one to track back and do a job in defence. He don't mess about. But like I said, when with the Wolves game in CISO, he just looked lost when it comes to defending, or he just tries too hard and just messes up. He doesn't sort of just keep it together. So I'm hoping they're going to get that sorted because we need to against you lot. So it needs to be done.
Well, you've got Colin. Colin is saying, and Colin's a Leeds supporter, and he's saying Ruta will trap ball back every ball if needed. So obviously he done the tracking back, he done the hard yards at Leeds. So, and that's what that's what you want. You want a hard working player because at the end of the day, to win a game, in all honesty, you need 11 of them players, don't you?
Yeah.
Working
11 to do a job.
11 to work for each other and stuff like that. So either way, I think it comes down to not only the tactics of the match itself, but also the work rates will play a big part of it as well. And who really wants it and stuff like that. And it is a team effort. It's not a singular sport. It is a team sport. So you're going to need any team to win any game. Your players have to be on it, or the majority of your players have to be on it in order to win a game. But you're going for Tottenham to win 3-1.
3-2, 3-1.
I can't give you my prediction yet, I'm afraid, because I do my prediction show tomorrow. So I can't give it to you. I can't give it to you at the moment. Tomorrow, I can give out people what my prediction is going to be tomorrow. And I won't give it out today. And it's all right for all these other people that are putting it all in, because I reckon that whatever they're saying at the moment, it will change by the time tomorrow comes. But for me, for me, I will do it tomorrow. What you got here? Right. You've got I reckon 3-2 Spurs is what Daniel Coy says, and Ryan and Daniel are having a ding dong with each other, having a chat because one of them thought it was Tottenham were at home and Brighton were away, but it's not. Brighton are at home and Tottenham are away. How much does the Amex hold?
32,000.
Okay, so
800. 32,800.
You're around about half of what Tottenham holds. So
fair.
It's quite a tiny. Well, it's quite a tidy ground. The Amex. I've been to the Amex before, with all the blue seats and all that. It's quite. And what's the train station right beside it? You have to walk down into the stadium. Yes, it's Falmer Stadium. I remember going to Brighton. Yeah, Falmer Stadium.
Yeah, I reckon we're the sort of the bigger teams. They tend to bring about. Well, it must be about 3,000 or 4,000, something like that. I think.
Oh, so Brighton give a decent allocation. That's nearly 10%.
You'll fill out your allocation. You will. You'll probably get most of the south stand. Yeah, south stand. You'll get most of, I reckon.
If you're holding 32 and you're giving out 3,000 to 4,000 tickets, that's just over 10% of your. That's not bad, I suppose.
I'm sure it's something like that. You basically get a whole stand, minus probably a few you don't. Depending, like I say, on security and that, innit? Because they like to block off quite a few. Depending how rowdy you lot are.
Yeah, but we're not Crystal Palace, are we?
No, so they should give you a few more.
If it was Palace, I understand, but it's not Palace.
The bigger teams do tend to bring more down. And you're only London, aren't you? So you're not that far. As long as the trains are running.
It's the north of London. They got to come all the way south. It is quite a track for the people from North London to come down.
Yeah. Could be worse. Could be Stoke or something.
Well, I don't know.
So,
Sometimes,
yeah.
sometimes living in the north of London, so Watford.
Yeah.
If you've got teams to play, yeah, it's like as if you lived in Crewe anyway or York.
Mm.
So what you're saying is you're saying 3-1 to Tottenham is what you think. You're not very you're not very kosher because of the centre half situation, and if you're
Mhm.
playing this high line, right, and also because of certain injuries you've got in your team at the moment, and that's why you're feeling the way you are at the moment. Is that right?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just it's like I said, getting not great results against the lower teams and coming up against like yourselves and stuff. Coming up is sort of bit iffy. So, and obviously with the international break coming up, this might be a blessing, especially for our injuries. So yeah, but just take it by game by game. Just hope teams around us sort of fall down as well. But
So out of the big clubs, the ones that you're so-called big clubs that you're talking about, right? That you deem to be big clubs, right? Is it only Arsenal that you've played so far, or have any of the others been
Man
the big clubs
United
for you?
ish.
Oh yeah,
Table.
shit! You played Man U as well, didn't you? Yeah. So you've played Man United,
Yeah,
Arsenal, and then your other games have been Everton, Forest,
and
Ipswich,
Ipswich.
and Chelsea.
Chelsea. Yeah, that was obviously a big game.
Well, Chelsea are up there as well, aren't they? Surely they've got to be one of the bigger teams as well.
Oh yeah, well they've got our staff and players, haven't
Yeah,
they?
fair enough. Yeah. Right, so you're saying 3-1. Okay, you're saying 3-1. I'm going to give my prediction tomorrow. I think it's only fair because I run the show at 4 o'clock. So, Grant, I'm going to thank you for coming on tonight.
No, it's been a pleasure.
No,
Thank you for letting me eat my
coming on.
pizza. Cooked by the lovely missus.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yes, and I don't want to keep her up because I know she has to go to bed because you've got work. So
Yeah, she does. Yeah,
that's why I pulled the show forward. I didn't want you to get in trouble.
I appreciate it, mate.
Listen, Grant, thank you very much. Everyone, show your appreciation for Grant, saying thanks to him for coming on today.
I'll be back again. Don't you worry.
And giving us his perspective on Brighton versus Spurs for Sunday. Tomorrow, as you're all aware, people, I will be doing the prediction show at 4 o'clock tomorrow. And after that, I'm not sure what happens at the weekend because I am not around Saturday morning to early evening. So thank you, everyone, for watching. Have you got any last words to say, Grant, before we go?
No, seagulls.
You got to answer one question before you go. Sorry.
One question.
Look, yeah, it was there. Why did Brighton not want Potter back? Is the question that was asked you by Destiny.
Why? I mean, it was. He left on bad terms. Well, not bad terms. He just went the way he went. It was not nice, and grass isn't always greener. I mean, I would have taken him back, possibly, but sometimes it's better off to leave things how they were. And getting into Zerbi in, I'd have taken the way that he planned out. Wouldn't have no regrets really. The way
where Potter took you on from Houghton, you're saying that De Zerbi took you on from Potter.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. The way he come in, and I don't think we'd have got top 6 if it weren't for De Zerbi. The way he played, because obviously Potter had been at home for a couple of seasons at that point, and obviously teams that sort of know how Potter plays. Hence why we sort of were hit and miss. We had a good start, but I think De Zerbi just sort of kept us on our toes. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Well, that answers your question for you, Destiny, that you asked. Right. So the last words are for you on the Brighton side. What are your last words, mate, before you go?
Come on, you seagulls, up the Albion. Let's go and beat them mighty Spurs.
Right,
Let's get 3 points.
I wish you and Nikki all the very best. Thank you for coming on tonight. And as per usual, I'm going to finish it off with "Come on, you mighty Spurs." In the Big Ange, we trust. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you all tomorrow at 4. See you later. Bye.